It's about time you showed up, Fox.
Okay, I'm sorry, jeez. Well, this has been a long time coming. I've had this video floating around my mind for years now. Even 20 years after its release, Star Fox 64 continues to delight millions across the world with its stellar gameplay, awesome tunes, and most importantly, its classic and memorable quotes. It was one of the first games I played that had such a large amount of dialogue, and to this day I still find it all hugely charming. That's why I'm counting down my top 10 Star Fox 64 quotes. Right, usual disclaimer, these are all based on my own personal opinions. In no way am I implying what I say is objective fact, blah blah, but I would also like to say that I've never played the 3DS version of the game, and as such I'm only referring to the N64 voice clips in this video. Besides that, from what I've heard of the redone voice acting, I think it lacks the charm of the original. Anyway, let's blast off already! So you're going along through space, or doing whatever, flying around, or you're getting blown to pieces, things aren't looking good, but then suddenly, you get a phone call.
Location confirmed, sending supplies.
It's Rob64, and he's gonna send you supplies. Phew, thank God that robotic buddy of mine has my back. He's always there to protect me, and make life so much easier when it's looking bad. You arrive on Fortuna, it's the first all range mode level, and then you hear the bad news.
A bomb has been planted at the base.
That's not good. That's not good at all. And if things weren't bad enough...
Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Andross has ordered us to take you down.
It's Star Wolf. Leon goes after Falco, Pigma goes after Peppy, Andrew goes after Slippy, and Wolf always goes after you. And yes, that sounds bad, but the funny thing is that you can toy around with him. Try doing a somersault on him. Take Peppy's advice and try a somersault.
What the heck?
Ah, that's so funny, isn't it? He acts like he's such a big shot, he thinks he knows everything. He thinks, oh, I'm gonna knock you stupid fox, out of the sky, but he doesn't even know what a somersault is. And I never tire of hearing him express his disbelief at such a basic manoeuvre, basically. And he has the audacity to act like he's such a god among men. He thinks he's got such amazing skill. Oh, I could listen to it all day. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Yep. I'm doing... Oh. Oh, crap. I forgot about that. I'm so sorry.
Do a barrel roll.
Who are you guys?
We're Star Fox.
You'll never defeat Andross!
I've got a bit of a fetish for death quotes from bosses, or well, maybe not fetish isn't quite the right word, don't judge me please. I just love it, that moment when a boss realises he's been had, when he thought he was so invincible and then he realises, oh no, this guy has beaten me.
I can't believe I lost to this scum! Sorry to Jet, but I'm in a hurry.
And yeah, this game is filled with those. It's marvellous, and expect to see a few more on this list even. And one in particular that remains forever in my memory has got to be the first boss, probably the first boss, you know, the normal route first boss. And wherever he is, you know, you don't even know his name. So you blow his legs off and you shoot his back, and then when his health runs out, he says this.
My Emperor! I failed you!
Now that is just epic. Yes, that is just... It's so cool, isn't it? My Emperor! I have failed you! Oh, sends a chill through my whole body. It's epic. And this is just the first boss we're talking about, so who knows, well, who knows what other death quotes we could see along the way. I've seen final bosses die less epically than this boss, this guy. So yeah, excellent.
Do a barrel roll.
On the topic of overconfident assholes, he is Slippy Toad. Yes, I know when you think of him, you don't exactly think of an arrogant douchebag, but he certainly has his moments. Just listen to these clips.
You'll be sorry, punk! Your carcass is mine. You're not getting away that easy. I'm monkey food if I don't leave.
Absolutely unacceptable. This kind of unwarranted arrogance really grinds my gears, let me tell you. Don't let him get away with this type of thinking. So next time he asks you for a bit of help when an enemy's on his tail and he can't shake him off, let him stir in his juices for a bit and see how he reacts.
This is really starting to tick me off.
Ah, that'll teach you, you little shit. Sorry, that was too far. I mean, he's not really a malicious person. I just joke about it. I mean, who doesn't want to take the mickey out of Slippy? He's always asking you for help, so there you go, you're getting no help for a little while. And it's funny to me how he's like, oh, this is really starting to tick me off, and it's, you wouldn't realise it's a life or death situation. You just imagine he's getting frustrated with a game or something, like I am when I'm dealing with him. So yeah, maybe he finally knows how it feels to be Fox.
You're not getting away. I'm monkey food if I don't leave.
Do a barrel roll. Gee, I've been saved by Fox. How swell.
Gee, I've been saved from a burning, painful, excruciating death thanks to Fox. How swell. Now Falco, he can be full of himself like Slippy, but unfortunately, he actually has the skill to back it up. And that is the most infuriating thing.
Fox, you're supposed to shoot them all.
I just can't stand that, I can't. When someone's so rude, so full of themselves, and they can actually put the money where their mouth is. Think Shinon from Fire Emblem 9 or 10, because he's like that, isn't he? Arrogant, racist, douchebag. That's the nicest word I can use to describe him, and yet he's such a good archer and you just wouldn't not want to have him by your side. Now why am I using that game as a reference point when Star Fox 64 is way more popular? I don't know. But even though Falco's attitude can infuriate me from time to time, he's as loyal as they come, and I'm always glad to have him by my side. He will show from time to time that he does care about Fox, i.e. you, and I don't think any line proves this better than this one.
Move it, Fox! He's right behind you!
Now call me sappy, but that line almost brings tears to my eyes just thinking about it. You can actually hear the panic in his voice. Ah, Falco, you might not admit it, but I know you care deep down.
Do a barrel roll!
As you probably know, years before the game begins, James McCloud, Fox's father, was the leader of Star Fox, and alongside Peppy Hare and Pigma Degan, they went off to defeat Andross, but unfortunately, Pigma betrayed the other two for a bit of cash, and James ended up sacrificing his life to save Peppy. Pigma later on goes to join Star Wolf, and he becomes the thorn in your side throughout the game. So you might be thinking, does Pigma feel a little bit of remorse for his actions? Maybe he feels kind of bad about what he did. Maybe he needed the money for some noble reason. Maybe his family was suffering or whatever.
Daddy screamed real good before he... You'll be sorry you crossed us.
Andrew, shut up.
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
Like blooming heck he feels remorse. Oh, what a nasty thing to say. You really have to give credit to the voice actor here. He goes from squealing like a pig to saying died with such venom. Oh, God, wow. Excellent. I really like that. I do. Really Makes blinding him out of the sky all the more satisfying, doesn't it?
My beautiful reward!
Seriously, one of the most bloody despicable characters that I've ever seen in any video game. He really is. And that line really solidifies it. Yep, yes indeedy.
Do a barrel roll!
About the only character who can rival Pigma in terms of nastiness is the main antagonist himself, Andross. But choosing to be a villain isn't always the smartest choice. You're guaranteed to suffer a little bit and probably lose in the end.
Only I have the brains to rule Lylat.
Say what you will about Andross, but you can't deny he has a sense of humour. I mean, that must have really hurt. His whole face was just blown off, all the skin and bone and flesh in his head was all burnt away, and all that remains is his brain and his eyes. And what does he do? He makes a little pun about it. I mean, wow, what an upstanding guy. I doubt I could maintain such a happy demeanour during such a terrible situation, could you? No, I doubt it. So what are we faulting him for exactly? Bringing laughter to the universe? Yeah, my favourite puns, I have to say, puns are just the lowest form of wit when you get down to it, aren't they? Well, alright, maybe that's a bit harsh. But my favourite puns are the ones where, well, they're rather in poor taste, like joking about someone else's misfortune and making it seem like it's all funny and cute, but you know, he actually did it about himself, so yeah, that takes guts, doesn't it? And the only person there to see it was Fox, who, you know, who was going to laugh at it anyway? I don't think he would laugh at anything he had to say, but then Fox himself makes a little joke about himself, so back and forth between hero and villain, it's quite nice, isn't it?
Do a barrel roll!
Oh, thank God. I made it to Macbeth instead of Titania. I mean, oh, right, sorry. Right, yes. Macbeth is one of my favourite levels in the game, it has to be. Unlike that other bloody level in the Landmaster, this one is actually quite a lot of fun. Chase the enemy train and stop it from reaching the weapons station. The whole time you have the driver, this weird duck monkey thing, I could never really make out what he's supposed to be, taunting you the whole way. In order to go to Area 6 and get the best ending, you'll need to hit the 8 switches at the end of the stage and hit the final switch to send the train on a different path. And the results are spectacular.
Good going, Fox!
No! Give the blade!
Okay, stop it!
It doesn't matter how many times I see that scene, it always sends a chill down my spine. It's just so amazing. You get 50 hits, that's like not something you see every day, that's a huge amount. You know you're on the route for the best ending of the Area 6, a crazy fun level, and the cherry on the top is that awesome I can't stop it. So you just know he's so panicked by what's going on. It's I love it. God, incredible death scene. Stupid cocky bastard loses his life again in the most spectacular fashion. I love it. Now here's another line that gets me all emotional, although you won't realise the significance of it at first. When you sustained a lot of damage and things are looking bad, it might seem like all hope is lost. But Peppy will be there to ease your worries with this saying.
Never give up! Trust your instincts!
No matter how bad things seem at times, an assuring saying from a respected mentor can help you muster the energy to fight on. But this quote becomes even better when you reach the very end of the game and Andross has been defeated.
Down, I'm taking you with me!
Ah!
Don't ever give up, my son.
Father?
James McCloud makes a mysterious appearance to guide his son safely out of the collapsing building. As you nervously attempt to jump over this final hurdle, where one wrong move could equal certain death, your father will have something to say.
Never give up. Trust your instincts.
And that's when you realise where Peppy got the saying from, and he was passing it on from James to you, and that's when the waterworks come flooding down my face. The calm, fatherly way of which he says it doesn't exactly help in that regard. James may have had his time with Fox snatched away unfairly, but he'll be there in his darkest hour to help him through. And that is why it is my second favourite quote. But there's only one quote that I like even more than that.
Do a barrel roll!
Now, as we've seen a few times already, I absolutely love it when cocky dickheads get their just desserts. And would you believe it, my absolute favourite quote from the whole game is one as well. You've made it to the hard version of Venom and on the path to the best ending, but don't get too cocky, Star Fox, because you've got one serious hurdle to jump over yet. It's Star Wolf and they're back for one final battle, and it is by far the most difficult fight against them and probably in the whole game. Their ships are more advanced than before and their AI is fiendishly tricky to deal with. Try doing a U-turn and they'll do one as well, and if you do a somersault, Wolf won't even, well, he doesn't even say anything now, he's not so impressed anymore. But hang in there, they're far from invincible, and if you can beat them, you'll be treated to new death quotes from each of the members, which are all so satisfying to listen to. They just cannot believe that you've defeated them.
I'm gonna bust you up. This can't be happening! No way! I don't believe it! Ah!
But my favourite one, and my single favourite quote in the entire game, has to be Leon's.
Not yet. The party's just... Oh!
You can just tell from Leon's personality and his voice that he's the most arrogant, condescending douchebag you could imagine. He really doesn't think much of anyone other than himself and possibly his crew.
I am the great Leon!
So to hear him admit, in a panicked tone, not unlike Falco's earlier, that you are simply the better pilot than him, even with his more advanced ship, is just the most amazing feeling. And knowing that that little arsehole is out the sky, it's so wonderful, I love it. Wolf turning into Victor Meldrew is definitely an honourable mention though. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, never give up. May all your bees be my instincts. Wait, hold on.
He's too strong!